Hello, Houston, and hello, world. This is yours truly, Dr. Vicky Cruz with the Hero Network. And with me this morning is my dear friend, community leader, Lisa Bratt with the Hugs and Kisses Foundation.
Hello, everyone. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me today.
Oh, no, thank you for being here. So, Lisa's going to share more about the Hugs and Kisses Foundation. I, too, will also provide you updates about what's happening with Hero. So many awesome things, and I just can't wait to share with you. In the meantime, I have a caller on a sensitive time schedule. Her name is Leticia Gutierrez, and many of you have known Leticia. I'm telling her now to go ahead and to call in now because she's got some updates for you when it comes to Air Alliance and the pollution here in Houston, along with many other environmental updates for us. So she's calling in now. As soon as I get the cue that she's on, we will have more information for you, along with updates on what's going on with the Hugs and Kisses Foundation. How are you doing today, Lisa?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I'm glad she's calling in because clean air is a very important thing here in Houston.
It is. It is. It's a huge thing. I mean, I've known Letty since fourth grade. She's calling in now.
Okay,
Leticia,
good.
Hi,
how's it going?
it's going well.
You're back in Austin, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
in Austin, trying to make sure that our voices are being heard.
Absolutely. I mean, she's been advocating since for people for justice since I think we were in elementary school, right, sis? Are you there?
So,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
I said I was just saying that we've been advocating since we've been in elementary together.
That's correct. We have.
Hey, listen, so I know you're in Austin now. You've been in Austin like for the past probably the whole year, like nonstop. Talk to me about what you're doing now.
So, a lot of what we're doing right now, I do get to come and go because I do have to be in Houston since I still have my daughter here. But a lot of what we're advocating for is around environmental injustices in our community, specifically around concrete batch plants that are popping up near our schools and children and places of worship, as well as trying to make sure that the port is going after some of the state funding to be able to retrofit a lot of the dirty diesel that they currently have, that is also contributing to a lot of air pollution that attributes for a lot of high asthma rates in our children, as well as elderly community. And so just trying to make sure that our
Uh-oh.
hoping to pass some good bills this session to again, hopefully have some better health outcomes in our community.
Awesome. Well, I have Lisa Bratt here with us. She's a co-host today. Many have seen her out in Hollywood. She moved back to Houston a while back. She's also the niece of Danny Trejo, and she's done some amazing thing in the community. So she's our co-host today, and I know she has a question.
I do. It's like, thank you, first of all, for doing what you do. What are some of the challenges that you have faced advocating for clean air for the city of Houston?
Well, a lot of it because we understand that there's so many things at stake right now. You have there's other issues around food deserts and quality education, and so things like environmental justice kind of sort of don't necessarily come at the top of the list when especially our Hispanic community wants to engage. So especially under this current administration, there's a lot of community that for whatever reason, even if they do not have anything to fear, they fear going into a government building and speaking out against government, and more importantly, holding our state regulators accountable and making sure that they're doing their job, because we do pay taxes to make sure that our state regulator, TCQ, that stands for the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, that they are policing these industrial facilities and not polluting in the ways that, again, harm our health. So engagement is a huge issue, making sure that they're connecting with their legislator, making sure that their story is being backed by the research that we're able to provide is essential to create good policy.
And so, Leticia, so as far as holding them accountable with Air Alliance, How long? Let the audience know, the viewers know, like what you do to hold these companies, these organizations, and to hear that policies are being accountable. That are not just the policies being accountable.
What we do is we get notified any time an industrial facility is applying for a permit. And so then what happens is we do what is called, we drop a postcard with a mile, sometimes, of where community is, letting them know the name of the air permit and who their elected representative is. So because we have to let them know so that they can call their state senator or their state rep that will be on that postcard with their phone numbers to, number one, let them know how they feel about it. And number two, to also request them to ask TCEQ for a public hearing so that community gets to come, voice their concerns. And unfortunately, usually TCEQ 98, sometimes even 99% of the time will issue the permit, which is unfortunate. So a lot of what we need to do right now is, again, try to influence policy so that we don't have to continue to have these hearings each and every time an air permit is being requested. Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, our industrial facilities, since I know that we live in the industrial complex of the country, and if not the world, we understand that they have to operate, but they don't have to operate under the current conditions. And most of the times they're not even adhering to the laws on the books. So trying to hold them accountable, trying to engage our elected officials, making sure that we let community know that they do have a voice and that they can contact their elected representatives and ask for better.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's good right there. You have a question, Lisa?
No, I think that's really important because I was going to ask you, what can we do as a community? Because coming back, like growing up in the East End, I was used to Maxwell House. You go outside, you smell coffee, or the bakery, and now it's like you go outside and you just
Plastic and
Yes,
metal, and you
it's
can just
bad.
inhale everything.
And it affects not only the children but the animals as well outside. So yeah, the community needs to get together and call their state representatives. And
Yeah.
do something.
No, the Air Alliance and Leticia does great things. And Leticia, let me ask you a question. I know just here recently, one of the bills that you had passed, you made mention, which I think it's an amazing bill, just to kind of make that awareness. And so we were having like an offline conversation, and I said, well, what are you guys working on, right? And you want to share with the viewers and with Lisa a little bit about that bill that you and I think State Representative Morales is working with?
Yes, that's correct. It's called the Toxic Alert Bill. And so basically what we're pushing for is for us to be able to get a toxic alert on our phone anytime there is a toxic release in the area, to make sure that community is aware that there's been a chemical incident and you should probably stay away and or seek shelter in place. Meaning that you don't want to get exposed to these chemicals because they are harmful. So it's just an easy way for, again, community to stay in the know, community to know that their health is being protected. And again, it just gives us transparency and options of what is going on and what's in our air, first and foremost.
Correct.
That is great.
It
That
is.
really
That would be great. Where is that? I mean, what's happening with that right now? Where do you see, or what can we do? Make something like that as a resident. Leticia and I have worked together. I mean, it's been years now that I personally have asthma, and I know your child's right. That's what kind of spearheaded you to just even run harder and passionate with what you do. Leticia, I mean, there's so many issues. You want to talk about that East End side where she's just collected so much data and how much it's affected people with cancers and, socioeconomics. You want to talk about that?
Sure. So yes, I mean, briefly on my story, why I got involved in this work is because my son had developed upper respiratory issues and taking him pediatrician after pediatrician until one pediatrician finally told me, I looked up your zip code and I think that this is where 90% of his problems are coming from. And as a what I considered a college educated person myself, I had never done the correlation between where I lived in the East End near the Port of Houston and his health ailments. So I decided to do a 180 on my career. I was actually working in the financial securities banking industry, and I just decided to take up the fight. And again, to your point, just partner up with researchers, analysts, scientists, doctors. We actually have an environmental epidemiologist on our staff that I'm very proud to always brag on. Her name is Dr. Inyang Uwak. She is a medical doctor, and she's currently doing a lot of research around some of the landfills also in the city. There's so many things that unfortunately contribute to our bad air and the negative health outcomes, and how that actually impacts our students, the way they learn, test scores, which obviously bleed into all kinds of things as it pertains to access to scholarships, access to be able to even get into college, right? Because you need those grades. You need to prove that you are able to, get those high marks. So again, that's been my passion. When I first started, we didn't have what we have today in regards to a lot of universities that are also doing some of the very much needed questionnaires around our Hispanic community in the East End. Just this week alone, Vicky, I don't know if you know, but I don't want to say their names, because I didn't get permission, but we do have 2 classmates that graduated with us from Novi that are currently going through cancer treatments. One of our classmates is actually terminal, and they're young. I mean, they live, healthy lives. But they grew up, in the East End and in Denver Harbor, which is also a community there that is starting to worry about a lot of community popping up with all types of cancers. And so one last thing I just wanted to mention is there is an article that approximately 10 years ago about how children living 2 miles or less from the Port of Houston ship channel, that children were 50 times more likely to have childhood leukemia. And so I had a baby cousin also that passed away of leukemia when he was 5 years old. I was about 20 at the time, and I didn't understand. But, looking at our family history, we don't come from that.
No. I mean, it's definitely something that we as a community have to continue to keep an eye out on. And I'm forever grateful that you do that and you keep our city informed. Let me ask you this, and then I know Lisa's going to have another question really quick. What kind of, right now, do you have any call for actions in the community, petitions to be signed, things that listeners can, look into and get involved into, any policies or anything you guys are, the Air Alliance is doing?
So the first thing I would definitely encourage everyone to do is to please follow us on social media at Air Alliance Houston. We also have Instagram, Air Alliance Houston, and then plug into our newsletter. You can go to airalliancehouston.org, type in your email address, and we promise we won't spam you, but we will definitely keep you alert on any calls to action. So here during the lead session right now, things are starting to, for the most part, as it pertains to public comment, having to come to Austin to give comments on the bills, that's starting to die out a little bit. But what will start happening is that things will start getting put on calendar. And what that means is it's going to go up for a vote. So I would highly recommend find out who your representative is. I know that on our website, again, airalliancehouston.org, you can go on our website and there's a section where you can find who represents me. And so who you want to contact is your state representative and your state senator, and let them know that you are concerned and that you want there to be some reinforcement around some of the bills as it pertains to your air quality, because you know that your community needs to be protected, and they'll know what you're talking about. Or even if you just say, I want to let you know that, because by the way, we did have an advocacy day last week on Thursday where we were able to get 150 community advocates and residents, not just from the East End, but really across Houston and even Fort Bend County, who's dealing with the very polluting coal plant there, to come to the legislator with us. And so you can just call your representative. They know that we were there on Thursday. You can just let them know I wasn't able to Thursday, but I support Air Alliance Houston and their efforts around bettering our air quality, bettering our health outcomes. And again, just stay abreast to the more than likely coming down the pike calls to action through our social media.
Got it.
I have another question. I know that, you know, you're out there doing what you're doing, and I'm sure there's many people who would like to help you as well from the community. Are there any stories that have inspired you lately or like today that keeps you going?
That's an amazing question. I hear stories all the time. I genuinely, as Vicky knows, you know, Vicky has her passion around, you know, our inner city youth. And my passion is also children's health. And so just here Thursday, when we went to the legislator, there were two moms who decided to pull their children out of school and bring their children to also be a part of this process, right? To learn the Capitol, to learn that you can have a meeting and a conversation. And these were teenagers from the ages of 13 to 15. And there was approximately 4 of them. And they were just really taken back. They wrote me a letter, wrote Air Alliance Houston a letter saying, we really appreciate you giving us this opportunity to go to Austin and letting us see and understand that although it may seem intimidating, it's our duty to do this.
Right.
And these young adults literally had an amazing conversation with their legislators, that even those legislators wrote us and said, wow, that was amazing that you were able to engage some of the youth. So again, that was just very touching to me that we were able to make that connection and also provide that opportunity for them to have, you know, hopefully not a one in a lifetime experience, that that this is our duty and that it's not as intimidating as it seems, and that their voices were heard.
That's awesome.
good.
That's
Really
awesome.
good.
No, we appreciate that. Now, you know, here at the Hero Network, we recognize heroes all day long, and we have so many. Who would you say would be a hero when it comes to working in the environment that you want to recognize? A hero out in our community, Leticia? A shout out.
That's also a great question, because it's hard to just say one person. I will say that I, you know, have not gotten here alone. You know, someone that I consider my mentor, Johnny Mata, who, as I know you're aware, has been a civil rights activist for decades. He's still, you know, he'll be on his hospital, because unfortunately he's been dealing with some health issues, and he'll be in his hospital bed still calling me, returning my call and letting me know that, you know, I'm doing it right, or if I need to tweak some things. I mean, he's just been amazing and really has put me on the map as it pertains to this work. I also want to send a shout out to, I have a mentor, Dr. Vikia Nelson, who was a part of the organization, and we still collaborate on a lot of things, who has catapulted me in my career and making sure that, you know, not only I had the resources and the things to do my job, but also, you know, getting paid, right? Because if it's one thing Vicky and I always talk about is, you know, obviously we don't do this for the money, but we still need to survive. I mean, you know, I still technically have a daughter that lives with me that depends on me. But, you know, I was a single mom and trying to make ends meet. You know, it's difficult working in these spaces because the funding doesn't always come as fast as it should. So just thanking those people that have been a part of my life and have been a part of this work to make sure that it's not just about elevating me, but it's about elevating our community and making sure that hopefully we do create some good policy.
Yeah. Now, I know you have an event happening this weekend.
Yes, thank you so much for bringing that up. So we do, we do have our second annual East End Earth Day in Magnolia Park from 10 a.m. to, I believe, 4 p.m. There will be mariachis, there will be food trucks, there will be free entertainment. Texas Children's Hospital will be there with all the things. Last year, unfortunately, there wasn't a big showing, but Texas Children's brought face painting, games for the kids, drawing, all kinds of contests, door prizes. This is free for everyone and anyone that wants to come. Our council member, Joaquin Martinez, will kick it off probably at about between 11 and noon, to just, again, reiterate the importance of a lot of the efforts that we're putting forth to clean up some of our things in the East End as it pertains to environmental justice. And so I know the Port of Houston will be there as well. So if you have any concerns, they will be there to take them. There's also Metro that will be having some goodie bags. I'm trying to think who else, some of our partners that will be there, but there's going to be plenty of vendors, food trucks. I think I already said mariachis because they are important. So please come out, come learn more about what we're doing and ways to get involved.
Ya se hizo.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah. Hey, so I know you have just a little bit of time left, right, with us, Leticia?
Yes, I have about maybe about 5 minutes.
5 more minutes. Okay, then that's what I was wondering. So you said this is at Magnolia or at Mason Park?
Apologies. This is at Mason Park.
At Mason, right? Okay, good. I was like, I said it. Mason.
So how do we find information?
So I did post something this morning out there on Mission One USA, but of course, Air Alliance. You can also follow viewers, the Air Alliance or Leticia Gutierrez. But those are ways that, Leticia is always posting up updates and what have you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And we'll share it also.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we need to get, everyone plugged in. So if you're watching this, please, you can get plugged in by just sharing this video, going out to Mission One USA and the Air Alliance, and along with Hugs and Kisses Foundation.
Yep.
Yeah. So our friend here, Lisa Bratt, will have more information on that. But in the meantime, it's about Leticia right now. So Leticia, how can our viewers and listeners, as we wrap up, can get a hold of you, get a hold of the Air Alliance? What contact information and what anything that you want to share? What would you like to tell the viewers?
Sure. Anyone is welcome to follow me on social media, as you mentioned, because there is I guess it's what they call it, a hook on Air Alliance Houston, where you'll see my information. You can also email me at Leticia@airalliancehouston.org. My first name is, Leticia @airalliancehouston, all one word, .org. That's probably the best way. It's not that hard to get a hold of me. I reply to my emails fairly quickly. Again, if there's any information, there's also right now, one of our biggest campaigns is the plastics pollution campaign that I have to plug in regarding a lot of the single-use plastic that is being marketed to us. And there's this false narrative that you can recycle. Unfortunately, plastic, less than 5% of it is recycled. And a lot of the petrochem industry, they're making money off of making plastic bottles and everything plastic. But what's happening is that these plastic particulates are getting into our waterways and into our bodies. And unfortunately, nobody knows exactly what the ramifications of that, the long-term uses of it. But they're already starting to come out with research, and women are the most effective, especially young women who are going through those hormonal changes because they do mimic certain types of hormones, apparently. So all of that to say that we're trying to push schools and through parents advocating to make sure that the schools are using reusable products and not having the single-use styrofoam or the single-use plastic, because not to mention it also pollutes the earth, and we only have one earth. And as much as other people want to make you believe, there is no other way to go but here.
That's right. No, that's good stuff, Leticia. And I really hope that the viewers and, we just continue to stay plugged in as to, just educating ourselves and taking action is so important. And I want to thank you so much, sis, my friend. Thank you so much for everything you do, for your passion. And thank you so much for what you do for Hero. We're excited that we have such an expert in our team. Leticia is also a Hero coach. She's gone into the schools to go speak to our students and and educate them as well. So thank you so much for being a hero coach as well. So thank you, Leticia.
Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate all the opportunity as well that you allow for us to be able to come in and partner up on these very important topics, because I think the main thing that gives me encouragement is that our youth are seeing it, they understand it, and they also want to take charge.
Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. Well, I love you. Be safe coming home. Give me a buzz later, okay?
We'll do, sis. Thank you again, and thank you everyone for also elevating. So we look forward to hopefully connecting at some point.
Absolutely. Okay, Mama,
Thank you.
be careful. So,
Alrighty. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. So listen, viewers, I made mention about what we're doing. We have a coaches class. Just brought that up about Leticia Bean. We have already coached about 25 coaches, and we have more to come. We would love to see your beautiful face there here at 816 Evergreen Drive, where once a month, which is the last Tuesday of the month, we coach coaches to get out there, giving them a voice, teaching them group dynamic, persuasive language, and public speaking. So we have our next event that's going to happen. It's April the 22nd. We have a leadership class for the youth. On April 28th, we are so excited to launch our second by high demand parent and student hero class to kind of build bridges, strengthen families. We also have and need your help. Lisa, I need your help with this one here. We need help. I know it's like we have a May 10th fundraiser that's happening at Marco Gonzalez's law firm. Thank you so much, Marco. It's right in the perfect spot in Houston. So we need your help to either sponsor, viewers, to buy tickets, more information on Mission One USA. So much is happening. We have just got approved to host a huge Hero Impact Day. This whole year, including last year, we have been into Milby High School and just really targeting, as you know, in Milby High School, there's been 5 deaths. These deaths have taken place there was a couple due to suicide, one was gang, one slept, bless her heart. It was, an illness. We had someone very young who just took a nap, and, one of our heroes, did not wake up on Christmas Eve, Izzy Gallegos. And we had one that was hit by a train, Sergio Rodriguez. And so we are going to honor the 5 fallen buffaloes that day. We're going to come together to just really celebrate the resilience of our hero buffaloes that are out there at Milby High School. So that is we're going to have more information on that event. In the meantime, follow everything that we are doing, because we are educating and creating our future leaders for tomorrow. We teach them, how to be helpful, encouraging, respectful, and on task at home, school, in the community. However, most importantly, themselves. And real quick, we hosted an event for parents, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. We had where some parents were in tears. I just felt so much healing and reconciliation, restoration. And that's my prayer for our city and our nation,
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe that together we can do more. And so those were the updates for us. But like I said, I don't know which camera. Hey, Jose Luis, which camera am I looking at? This one or this one? This one. Okay. So continue to follow us and be a hero. Thank you to the hero coaches. Thank you to Victor Escalante, who couldn't be here today. He's working on some exciting projects and campaigns for Hero and Mission One USA, along with myself. So we're going to now shift over to someone who is very dear to me and to Houston and to the nation.
I'm like, who are you talking about?
It's right here, mis ojos. Lisa Bratt Martinez, who is going to share some information about Lisa and the Hugs and Kisses Foundation. Lisa, all yours.
Well, I'm a product of Easton, but again, to really thank you for having me and thank you for all the doors that you've opened for so many people. You are appreciated.
Well, I
So,
thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for that.
I have the Hugs and Kisses Foundation. It's to take care of. I've got this thing about animals, but children, seniors, and animals. And I grew up in the East End, and I've noticed like so many different things as I've traveled due to my career being an actor. But like, there's so many people that need help, and animals need help, and they don't know the resources that are out there, how to go about doing things. So in my personal life, I always like to keep a low profile of what I do, but I just had to spread the love and I created the Hugs and Kisses Foundation because in life, we all need a hug and a kiss to just let us know, hey, I've got you. You're going to be okay. And so that's what gives me, strength to keep going. And I just enjoy doing what I do. I like to give back. And what Vicky's doing with Hero, you see these youngsters and, the ranges age in their, age range, I'm sorry, and God willing, they're going to continue this in their future as well for their children. And with what Leticia is doing for the air quality, in not only Easton, but in Houston, if everybody does their part, imagine what we can do like on a global level. So whatever you're feeling deep down inside, just go for it, do it and make it happen because we need to help each other. Put your egos aside and let's just build together because we only have one.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I love it. So with the Hugs and Kisses Foundation, you mentioned about animals. What exactly do you do for these animals?
Everything that I could possibly do. It's crazy because I'll drive around with like cat food, dog food, bird food. I feed the random squirrels, but you see, it's like homelessness not only affects humans but animals as well. But many think, oh, it's just an animal, they're gonna be okay. No, like they depend on us like we depend on them. And animals have this unforgiving love. They know when you need a hug or like if you're crying, they just sense it. And I've got this thing about Mother Earth and our animals.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, and so Lisa, so what is it that you need for the community? Like how do you partner in with other partners, people, or what is it that you do or need?
I do believe in spaying and neutering our animals because it's overpopulated. And if when like right now how Easter's coming, don't buy a rabbit or a baby chick or a duck because it's a holiday thing or it's a birthday thing, because it's a forever, it's part of your family. And there's many that they get disposed of in ways that it's unfathomable. So there is one thing that I'm working on. I'm collaborating with the Monarch company. So I'm gonna have these, I can't say too much, but it's gonna benefit butterflies. So once I get that going, we're still working out the final details. But yeah, it's like butterflies are important. Honeybees are important. I just like to save what we have. And recently it's made headlines about the dire wolves. Wolves are my number one. So when I heard that, it's kind of scary because, scientifically they brought them back. But it's like, imagine having to do that. Why can't we take care of what we have now and instead of them being extinct? So yeah.
Yeah, well,
that's basically it.
And so how can viewers get a hold or like learn more about what you have going on or what events you're participating on? I mean, what can viewers do to connect?
I'm known as Lisa Brat Martinez, and the Brat came about because I fight for what I want and I get it, but I do it on my own, and so basically out there I'm known as Lisa Brat. So if you just search me, it's all my social media handles. So I do little events here and there, and I just like to keep pushing for more positivity and for everybody.
Yes, for connectedness, and that's exactly what she does. And about last year, I know she's really modest and she doesn't like to talk about what she does and what have you. But me, I'm like, I'm gonna kick her out, like kick her. Like, come on, you're gonna talk. And then I pick her up, right? Because I called her. I said, hey, Lisa, what are you doing? We start talking. I was like, come out here before we go eat our mole for lunch. Let's come out here and come on to the show. She's like, it's not camera. I said, You know, I don't even think she was ready to be on camera today. I said, just put your makeup on, baby. Just put the makeup on. And then she's sitting here. She's like, are we really going to turn on a camera? I said, oh, yeah, we're turning on. But she looks beautiful as ever. But going back last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? When did you have your movie premiere for the...
Last year.
It was last year. What movie was it?
Showdown on the Brazos. And it's on Amazon Prime now, too. So.
Showdown on the Brazos. What other movies have you been on?
I was a zombie in Fear the Walking Dead. That was so much fun.
Was it?
You couldn't tell it was me. And that's what I liked. Because I started off doing stunts. Like, I like to get strapped in, thrown in the air, doing my thing. And then they wanted me like in front of the camera as like normal. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. But yeah.
So when you see the Mission Impossible and Matrix, that's her doing the stunts.
I love that stuff. Yeah.
Have you done any movies like that? Any stunts?
Yeah, I did stunts in Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
That was so much fun. Alita Battle Angel and I don't like to talk about myself. Like I'm over here getting like, oh, but yeah, I enjoy it. It's therapeutic if that makes any sense. Like,
When did you start getting plugged in to doing all that? The acting.
I want to say maybe like 15 years ago. Like as a child, I mean, my family is in the entertainment industry, but as a child, I took like ballet and tap lessons and stuff like that. So I was doing that. But then in high school, I went to Austin High School, so I'm a Mustang, and I was in the band. And hey, wait a minute.
That's okay.
And I was in Sonic Boom is an amazing marching band. But and you know what? One of my projects with that is we do have a documentary that's going to be coming out about the high school band in Austin.
Really?
Yeah. So that's really
That's cool. Going to be cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But back to growing up in the industry, I was always dabbling here, doing things and that. But I like to be behind the scenes, handling the business aspects. But my Theo was like, just try acting and acting. I was like, I don't want to do love scenes. I'm not into that. And he's like, no, try the stunts. And I was like, yes,
I'll do love scenes. Danny Trejo, I will do love scenes. Okay, so if you're watching this, but go ahead.
But I love doing the stunts. And my best friend is Noel from Fast and Furious. He's known as Hector. So he's a funny one because like when I'm driving, this handle on the side, he's like holding on. I was like, hey, what happened to Fast and Furious? He's like, that's just on set, not in real life. Slow down. And I'm like, no, this is fun. But of course, I do it safely in case HPD is listening or Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. But it's on different roads. But it's just a lot of fun considering like my childhood growing up in the East End, and it's like, if there's anything I can do to bring a role to life on screen and people can connect, like I like that.
That's awesome. Oh my God, I just got goosebumps. I love it because I know she's so passionate about this. And, I just love that you just take off. I mean, when Lisa wants to do something, she's like, I got it. She's either saving animals, advocating for people, or she's literally like acting, doing some really cool project somewhere. So again, keep me in mind,
I will, because now we've got our budget went up. Thank you.
Yeah.
To the centers in Texas. So we're going to be filming a lot more in Texas. And right now, there's some scripts that I'm going over because we've got some stuff. There's one film that's really important. It's about human trafficking. And it's embarrassing to say Houston is way up there. I believe we're number 2 right now. But for a while, we were ranked as number 1, and we shouldn't even be up there.
No.
And that affects so many people, not just children, but it's adults. It's not just like, sex trafficking. There's labor trafficking, human trafficking. It just affects so many people. And it's literally in our backyard. So what we're working on is going to
It's true story. I mean, I know that when I got into the school district, I was just shocked. I was shocked to see everything. I was just more boots on the ground dealing with homelessness or working with other, underserved populations and what have you, or overserved populations, because there were times I'd be out there in the middle of the night walking streets, with beautiful sisters that I think that have just beautiful potential in their life, the ladies of the night, and just really to just share hope. And there were times too where, just visiting, picking up, and women that were trying to get away from their pimps. And I'm like, look, meet me here, get out of the car. Sorry if it didn't mean, that was years ago. But, I was not just like, and I still do it now. I don't care. It's like, do what you have to do to help, or just get the police involved, get someone involved to help. right? And so going back, you know, to what you talked about and what you tapped on was about the heroes and the kids and how much our kids need, you know, education, guidance, leadership. Yeah. So I'm so glad that you're here today and that you took on with the bravery of co-hosting with me on the Hero Network. And we just got the flag about 5 more minutes. And so is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience about Lisa and the Hugs and Kisses Foundation or anything else?
Basically, I mean, we did say the police, but we need more. If you want to be a police officer, we need more police. We need more law enforcement, firefighters, everybody. We need help because, Houston shouldn't be the way it is.
I think
right now.
that's definitely another issue that the city of Houston we can improve on. So John Whitmire, if you're watching this, we love you, Mayor, but we need to work on our recruiting that's happening here in Houston. It's like no bueno. It takes about 2 to 3 months, if that. Apply for a job. I know because I've applied and have not yet heard anything for the Houston Police Department, but you know, we like Lisa says, we need, you know, Houston's hiring the police, the fire department. So to our youth,
that could be our next event.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like.
Yeah, we need to get that awareness out. We need some good, you know, civil officers out there. So what else would you like to share?
Whatever it is that you want to do in life, just go for it.
Just go for it. You know, the other day I was watching something on Danny Trejo and his story. You know, his story in prison, but before prison and the things that he had been into, you know, things that he had gone through as a young child, and it just like, you know, just crushed me. And I just looked at the resilience and his story and what he's done in the community, and I was like, man, thank you so much. Like, it's like, you know, not everyone gets to make it out and to do these great things. So
his birthday's coming up next month.
Is it?
We get a kick out of it because my birthday, everybody's gonna remember. My birthday is National Taco Day. It's October 4th.
Okay.
So but his is coming up, and I'm like, we're gonna have a little taco birthday cake, and he's like, yeah, if you can make that happen. So I was like, cool.
Oh, that's too cool. And my birthday's May 4th.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
May 4th, October 4th, and mine is Star Wars.
Yes.
Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Well, she is.
Yeah.
No, so listen, viewers, we thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to always Aliento Radio. Follow Aliento Radio. There's 2 stations now. There's a Spanish station, you know, and there's wonderful messaging out there, things that are happening. And there's also the English Aliento Radio, which is where we're being aired on. It's growing every day. So we want to continue that mission of increasing this page here along with the Hero Network. So in the meantime, again, follow us, get plugged in, become a coach. We hope to have Lisa come talk to our students about her butterfly kisses so these kids can understand how to respect the community and the animals and what have you. We want to shout out to Kay Reno, who came out to speak to the kids last.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, was it this month or last month? Oh, no, it was April. It was this month that Kay Reno stepped out and just did an amazing job. The kids embraced them. I mean, he had their full attention. So there's some videos out there of Kay Reno. We went live with him. It was awesome. It was awesome. Shout out. Thank you so much, Kay Reno. And shout out to everyone who has just supported us, you know, because it's like Leticia said earlier, it's about that passion. It's about the passion. You know, we have literally stepped out, let go of those things that are very comfortable to us, like call a paycheck, and literally we run and we do what we do. Same thing with Victor Escalante. Shout out to Ted Mendoza, who's on his way so we can hustle and work this barbecue benefit that we need you to buy a taco, or taco, not tacos, a taco. We're selling barbecue sandwiches, not tacos. I just have taco in my mind. What's today, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told
every day is taco day.
Every day is taco day. So thank you all so much. I love you. We love you. I know Lisa loves you. And thank you so much.
Sending you hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses. All right. Go out and make it a great week. We love you. Thank you, Aliento.